What up, boys? We outside. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Arthur. I'm 20 years old, and I've been living and aligning myself with the man that God has called me out to be for the past 8 months. And I would say in 2 months of me working, going all into myself, trying to become a warrior for God, a true Christian man, masculine man with discipline, right? Who represents the body of Christ in a good way. 2 months, I was able to completely change by aligning myself, showing up for myself every single day. And this video is going to talk about exactly step by step how I did that. There's so much sauce in this video, but if you guys want to be easily entertained, if you guys need pop-ups every 30 seconds, this video is not for you. It's going to be a lot of information. It's going to educate, but it's going to show you guys exactly how I made the transformation, how I'm living the purpose that God has called out for me in my life, becoming a godly man, how I broke every single one of my vices, the porn, the drinking, chasing girls, how I've attracted one godly woman, right? How I've killed the lust, all of it, every single step of it. And ultimately how I became the man that God has called me out to be, which I believe every single one of you guys, if you are alive right now, if you are breathing, God has woken you up for a purpose. And until you fulfill that purpose, I can speak from experience, nothing feels good. Nothing feels good, right? Every single party I came back from, I felt completely empty. When I woke up and went to the bathroom, I couldn't even stand looking at myself, right? Because I just wasn't aligned with the man who God called me out to be. So that led to no self-respect, super low confidence. But that pain that God put in my heart came from me not following the ambitions, not following the goals that he also put in my heart, right? My path was completely going to the left when I should have been going to the right the whole time. And that's why God put the pain. God puts the pain in our lives on purpose. It's a sign for us that we're not aligned with the man that God wants to become. He has a calling for every single one of you guys. For me, for you, for everyone, your dad, for your friends, every single person. And until we fulfill that calling, until we make warriors of God through ourselves and through God, then our life will feel empty, right? And a lot of people ask me, I got this message today, why do you do hard things on purpose? And why do you put your purpose over your pleasure if life is supposed to be pleasing? Brother, when I was chasing pleasure, when I was chasing the woman as a sense of achievement, when I was chasing confidence through alcohol, when I was chasing fulfillment through jerking off, right? All these short-term desires, all these short-term pleasures that you would think feel good lead to pure emptiness. Lead to that hole in your heart that just can't be fulfilled. Lead to the low confidence. Lead to the pain every single time. Brother, that is not pleasure. Pleasure is crucifying your flesh, putting your purpose first, and fulfilling the man that God wants you to become. Every single day, I wake up feeling blessed. How blessed am I? How blessed am I to be able to attack my days? How blessed am I to be able to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, have insane discipline, and build the man that God has sought me out to be? Right? Every single day is a battle. Every single day is a war. And God commands us to not be lazy. God commands us to move forward. God commands us to walk in purpose and kill the flesh. Put that short-term pleasure aside and put your purpose on top. Purpose over pleasure all day. Right? That's what brings true fulfillment. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to become the man that God has called you out to be. How to become a warrior for Jesus Christ. Because in this world, we need more of them. We need more of them. We need more leaders. And as men, we are called to be leaders. As men, we have roles that we should play, like it says in the Bible, to be leaders. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I conquered a godly woman, how I conquered my life, how I conquered my short-term desires, how I conquered my vices, all of it. Every single thing, every single detail. I'm going to go into. This video is truly going to be life-changing. And if you feel something in you, if you feel something in your heart that you're just not doing enough, if you feel that lack of confidence, if you feel like you're not given self-respect, this video is you. God is calling you to make that change through the pain. That pain, the lowest point in my life, was my calling moment. Was when I most needed the change. God brings the pain on our lives on purpose. And I'm going to show you guys, finally, exactly how I did it. Let's get into the video. Like I said, this video is real sauce, real education, real wisdom. If you guys are going to want to watch Peppa Pig scroll shorts, click off this video because this video is not that. This video is going to make you a warrior for God. Let's go. Love every single one of you boys. Let's break the vices. Let's become godly men. Let's lead. Let's go. This is what life's about. Follow the purpose. Screw the pleasure. Crucify the flesh. Let's get it. What up, boys? We inside now. Super excited to make this video. This video is literally going to change lives. And it's going to show you guys exactly how God used my lowest point to turn me into a disciplined, godly man in 120 days. Bro, I went from having so many vices, from porn, from alcohol, insecurity, to walking in purpose, walking in faith, and being at peace with the man that I'm building and becoming every single solitary day. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because God has blessed me. And if you're watching this video, he's blessed you too with an opportunity to change your life. So guys, listen up, because this is going to be some true sauce. And this is some stuff that no one talks about. This kind of stuff is being hidden from the world, right? People want to be weaker. There's too many weak men. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I went from this guy on the left, literally not even a year ago. Not even a year ago. This was like last June. Right? Look at the emptiness in my eyes. The middle finger up, tongue out, no self-respect. Lacked confidence. I was drunk out of my mind right here. You can see the cup in my hand. I used that cup to make me feel good about myself. I used that cup to quote unquote loosen up, right? To push all the insecurities past and focus on the women. The women was my sense of achievement, and that's horrible. That's horrible. All of my achievement, everything that I was chasing in life was women, right? And you guys can see on the right, I've attracted a godly woman, one woman, and that is truly the best thing, right? Second picture, you can see that I was trying to build a good physique. You can see the little bit of muscle mass. I was lean. You know, it didn't make me confident. It didn't make me confident. That shows that, you know, without God, everything is empty. A lot of people will tell you that lifting by itself is going to bring you confidence. At that point, I still felt like crap. You can see my energy in that video, head tilted. You know, you can see the energy in that picture, right? Of how I felt, how I was carrying myself around. Just because I had a decent physique, right? I'm not saying I looked the best in the world, but I had abs, I had chest, I had the shoulders, right? That a lot of people want, that I used to want, that I used to think would fulfill me. Look at that picture. It's completely empty without God, without purpose. This video, or this picture that I'm hiding right now, the best day of my life, February 18th, when I publicly showed the world that I put my faith in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Hands up, excited, whew, feel fulfilled. I still feel fulfilled every single time I see that picture. Look at that, the crowd. The guys, Tyler and Tommy, shout out to them. Amazing. Right here, you can see best shape of my life. The posture is way different. Chin up, we feeling good, and we got the godly man by our side. Did I really just say that? We got the godly woman by my side. Excuse that. What am I talking about? A godly man is what I meant to say, with a godly woman by his side. That's exactly what the picture shows, and that's exactly what God wants for us, right? Two is so much better than one, and two flesh become one flesh. So it's super important for you to be aligned with the man that you want to attract woman-wise, right? You have to be the man that can attract the godly woman, or else he'll never come, and you have to sustain it too. If you can attract a godly woman, boom, you bring her into her life, you have to also keep her, right? Because a godly woman only wants a godly man. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that, and also how I got in the best shape of my life, how I built the best physique of my life by building unbreakable discipline. Because guys, to become a disciplined, godly man, the physique is required. The mindset is required. These are aspects of a godly man. Showing the work, showing up every single day, pushing our limits. Because I used to always say that I was grateful for my health. But guess what? My actions didn't show. I wasn't the healthiest man that I could be. I wasn't pushing myself. I said that I was grateful for a healthy mind, but I wasn't trying to get wiser every single day. And changing your identity, becoming the best version of yourself, guys, it is necessary to become a disciplined, godly man. So let's get into it. The mindset, the habits, the training, the nutrition, all of it. We're going to dive into it. Let's go. Before walking in purpose, look at these pictures. Drunk out of my mind. I was 15 years old in this. It started young because the insecurities started young as well. So instead of building myself, I would translate to these easy, feel-good things. Acne, you can see the insecurity. You can see the look in my eyes, the pain in my eyes, the low confidence, the no self-respect. Brother, life like that is not good. I drank to feel confident. Every single time that I needed to feel confident for something, I would have a drink. Bro, 15 years old, I was drinking every single day, man. I was addicted to porn, trying to find a sense of fulfillment, sense of achievement. Every single time you give in your seed, your masculine energy into your right hand, you are tricking your brain, telling your brain that you're reproducing, right? That you're on top of the world, that you're getting, you're super fertile, making a bunch of kids. But that is not the truth. If you are giving in to your right hand for a sense of pleasure, then you're lacking purpose. Brother, if you are giving all your energy, your masculine seed into your right hand, you have to put that purpose elsewhere. Guys, fake validation from women. I thought that women would bring up my value. I thought I was cool if I had the highest body count. Crazy. Distractions, the parties, the alcohol, the porn, a huge distraction, scrolling on my phone, waking up late. You cannot move forward if you are still giving into these things. And that's exactly what I was doing before God saved me, before I walked into purpose. Right? I had no direction in my life. God filled me up. And this is where the pain came from. God filled me up with these ambitions. God filled me up with these high goals, with this vision of being a high value man. But like I said, I was going to the left when I should have been going to the right. The direction was completely off. And that's the biggest thing about this whole video, is how to find your direction. And that led to no self-respect. Look at that picture on the right there. I felt like crap, no self-respect and no discipline. If you have no discipline, then you are not a disciplined, godly man, obviously. So that led to me being insecure in my body and in my spirit. I felt unimportant. I hated the man that I saw in the mirror, and I would always try to fulfill myself with these external things. I remember one day, because this started really early, I was in middle school. It's carried out through high school. It's carried through college, all of it. But this particular story, I was in middle school, and I just went to the shoe store with my mom. We bought these sick Air Maxes. I was super hyped about them. They were blue. They had this white Air Max logo, Air on the left shoe, Max on the other shoe. I walked into school, so excited. Damn, these are the most valued part about me. I'm going to show them off. I'm going to finally feel good about myself. Boom, pull up my first friend. And it was good, honestly, but I melted. He was like, I felt like just horrible. Like I literally deteriorated. He's like, man, those shoes are ugly. What are those, bro? Everything. My whole value came from those shoes. And it's good because it made me realize I'm nothing without these shoes, because I wasn't. I was drinking, porn addict, right? All these vices. In God's eyes, I was something huge, and that's why the pain came, right? In my heart, I knew that I could do so much more, but I was trying to get my value from these external things instead of from becoming a godly man, right? We need to get our confidence from God. So after walking in purpose, right, you can see the permanent physical change. Guys, every single day, it's a lifestyle. You guys can see my physique is so much better than it was. It absolutely exploded because I became the man who can show up for himself, right? And that comes through discipline. Through faith. I built elite discipline through faith. Guys, God shows up in your life every single solitary day. I'm 20 years old. You know what that means? God has shown up in my life 20 years, every single day in my life. How blessed are we, right? I've cut out the porn. I've cut out the alcohol. And most importantly, I cut out the excuses. Showing up for myself every single day, which then led to me being in the best shape of my life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. A man of standards. Guys, my standard is so high now. My new normal is so high. If I'm not moving forward, if I'm not checking off every single box, that's where my value comes from. How much am I moving forward, right? How much closer am I becoming to the man that God has called me out to be? That leads to confidence, and that leads to inner peace, knowing that you're walking in purpose. Attracting the right people, including a godly woman. So who this video is for? If you feel like a man who knows God is calling for more and are ready to go all in, 100% in, and elevate in every single aspect of your life, then this is for you. If you feel stuck, you feel distracted and undisciplined, but deep down you knew you were made for more, this is for you. If you want to cut out the porn, cut out the drinking, stop wasting your time, but you keep falling back, this is for you. And if you want to build a strong body, a strong, unbreakable mindset to become a man God can trust with a mission, this is for you. You're ready to fight, to lead, to rise, not for your ego, but for the calling God has for you, then this is for you. But this is not for the man who, if you're not willing to be accountable and you can't follow simple, they're not easy, but simple instructions to get jacked and ascend in every single area of your life, this isn't for you. Click off the video. If you're content with having a scarcity mindset, constantly stressed, full of anxiety, and do not mind living like this with your back against the wall every single day on survival mode, click off the video. This is not for you. If you want to make changes without having sacrifice, if you want to keep your pleasure over your purpose, click off the video. This is not for you. If you don't see any problem with staying comfortable in the exact shoes you're living in, while your calling, while your purpose rots in the corner of your room, right, while you're scrolling, this is not for you. If you're not ready to take massive action in order to take back control of your life, this video is not for you. Please click off of it because it's going to be a waste of time. This is only for the people who want to level up and become the man God has called them out to be. Now, here's the truth about getting jacked that no one talks about. Getting jacked is not the goal. Like I said, when I was making progress in the gym, I felt like crap because the true goal is becoming a warrior of God. Most men fail because they don't understand this. My physique, back is looking crazy. We got the tan, we feeling good. Physical training, 1 Timothy 4:8. Physical training is good, but training for godliness is better. Promising benefits in this life. And remember, everything is eternal. At the end of the day, your physique right now doesn't matter. What matters is you become the man who God wants. You make an impact in their life. For the people around you, for your wife, for your future family, right? You need to make an impact that will strive in eternity, right? And most men chase abs to fix insecurity. That's exactly what I did in the first slide, but you can see the picture. I was still an insecure, little, weak boy, but I still felt empty when I got them. I tried to build a strong body, but I was weak in character. You can see just the way that I used to carry myself. You can see that I was weak. I had no passion about anything. I had no energy when it came to anything in my life. The only time I had the energy was when I had the alcohol. Brother, getting jacked will not change your life, but fulfilling the purpose God has for you will. You do not need a better body. You need a new you. You need a new identity. The man who God created for you to be is already inside of you. He just needs to be forged. He just needs to be built. That's the truth. But don't worry, I'm not going to let what happened to me happen to you. God can do more than you could ever imagine. Six-pack. Shoot, my fault. Six-pack, we feeling good, we feeling lean. You can see more purposeful in my look. Ephesians 3:20, NIV. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Guys, do you realize the potential God has for you? The potential, the things you can do. Luke chapter 1, verse 37. For man, nothing is impossible with God. Nothing is impossible with God. Guys, you can achieve the best version of yourself if you go all in like this. Literally in a matter of 2 months, my whole life changed. Guys, insane. Insane. God can do so much more than you think. Your biggest goal, your hugest ambition. I know that's not a word, but still your hugest ambition. It's this big to God. It's absolutely nothing. God created your purpose. God created my purpose. He's created everyone's purpose. It's so small. We can achieve anything with God by our side. And God had a complete rebirth plan for me. He didn't just want me to kill my vices. No, because the truth is, boom, you kill your porn addiction. You're still the same old man who will give into the porn. You block all the apps. You say you're going to kill your vices. You say it's going to be the last time. But you are still the same old man who goes to porn to chase pleasure. To not be that man, you have to become new. A new identity through God. This consists of being stronger, sharper, bolder, more disciplined, and filled with the purpose God has. Guys, if your output can never be small if the inner work is great. If God is doing great things through you and you're showing up every single day, just like God shows up every single day in your life, guys, the outcome will be great. Let's go. What I'll help you do in just 120 days, another breakdown of what this video is going to talk about. You're going to build a physique, a body that reflects discipline, strength, and commitment. A mindset rooted in truth and not emotion, right? Waking up, instead of reacting to your days, you're going to take control. Habits that kill laziness and sharpen self-control, because your habits are your identity. The Latin root, everything you do, the repeated actions that you do, build your identity. And through habits, you can become a godly man. So a lifestyle that's built by purpose and not just chasing pleasure like I used to. A deeper walk with God, real faith, not just talk. You actually walk the walk, not just talking the talk, right? You guys can see, if you guys know me, you guys see on my stories every single day, I walk the walk. I show up every single day, and it's all documented on my Instagram through the stories. Refreshes 24 hours. It's real. And I want you guys to become warriors. I want you guys to actually walk the walk. There's so many people who can say all these things I'm saying, but they don't back it up with results like I do. They don't back it up by actually showing up every single day. Guys, I haven't missed a single day since January. I don't miss. And before that too. But January is like when I went all in with God and all of that. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Hasn't even been long. But that just shows that the confident comes from alignment. The confident can come quick. Not from approval, not from what other people think about the physique you built. No, it comes from alignment. So, and how you can attract a godly woman by first becoming a godly man. Spartan, that's what you're going to be, a true warrior. That's a picture of me in the gym too, fire. And in case you don't know who I am, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. So I got into partying and drinking at 15 years old. That's when the insecurity started, and that's what I resulted in, right? In this picture, you can see the alcohol in every picture, Right here, these White Claws. I went into King Soopers, which is a grocery store in my state, Colorado, with every single one of my friends. We'd go on with COVID masks, with backpacks, and we would steal racks and racks and racks of White Claw. Right? We were stealing them. We needed more and more and more to try to fulfill this. I failed high school classes, even though I was very book smart. Everything, like I'm saying, if the discipline isn't in one area, then you're not going to be able to do your homework either. And if you can't do your homework, then you're probably lacking discipline in another area, right? Parents got separated. That's when I was crying. Man, that was the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever for me. I don't know how many of you guys done it. I don't know how much it's affected you, but for me, it doesn't matter what it's done for you. For me, no one can take that away from me. It destroyed me. It destroyed me. It destroyed me. I lived in such a loving family. There was never fights or anything. And then just boom, one day I came back from a trip from Georgia and just completely crumbled. And I had no identity through myself, right? It all came from my family, all this stuff. They were the people who made me feel comfortable. I couldn't even feel comfortable in my own skin, and boom, it just exploded. And you guys can see it just carried this weight, and it resulted in the drinking, crazy. But I've always been great at everything that I've done, whether it was the sports. Like I said, in high school, I was book smart. I could do good at the test, but I could never be consistent because I wasn't the man who could show up for myself every single day. And I never had self-worth until I started this self-development journey with God. I never had it, never. In anything I did, even being good, I would always, even being so good at like sports, for example, I would always feel like crap and I would always try to hide it. Like I didn't like the sensation of being good at something because I just felt like I didn't deserve it. I just felt like I was just so low value. I drank to feel confident and I chased women to feel worthy. This chasing women was me trying to find a sense of fulfillment, find a sense of achievement. Instead of chasing goals, I would chase women. Oh, I got her. Oh, my body counts at 10 now. Let's go. Like this was the achievement that I used to strive for. And this led to me being extremely angry with my life. Because guys, if you don't have self-respect, if you don't have self-control, that's exactly how you feel. You'll feel empty and angry every single time. My temper was short. I felt like crap because I didn't respect the person that I was becoming. And I knew God wasn't in any of it. Finally, I did the inner work and not only built the best version of myself, but I'm sustaining it every single day. God shows up for us every single day. You better show up too, and I better show up too. Let's go. Let's move on. That's just a little backstory about how I am or how I was. So this is the system I built through not only my own trial and errors, my failures, me giving up, the blood, the tears, the sweat, all of it, but also through all the valuable lessons I learned from my previous mentors and coaches. Guys, I've had them since day one, whether it was sports, whether it was real estate, business, all of it. Now I've decided to break it all down for you. You guys can see the self-control with the food, building the best version of yourself, the habits, showing up even when it's snowing outside, it doesn't matter, and attracting the godly woman. How blessed. Let's go. When I finally surrendered, everything changed. Now this is where it gets saucy. This is where it gets informational, right? I stopped chasing balance. Too many people think, oh, you need a balance. Oh, for example, porn. Oh, it's not bad if you do it every once in a while. Once a week, it's not bad. Brother, every single time you give into the balance, every single time you give into the easy pleasure, whether it's chasing women, whether it's getting drunk, it doesn't matter. You are devaluing every single hard thing that you've built. You are devaluing every single thing that you've built, every single piece of value that God has given you, right? Giving into the short-term desires. You're putting all of your purpose to the side. You can't work at both at the same time. There's no balance. Brother, go all in 100%. If you're not going 100% in everything you do, then you're self-sacrificing because you know you could be. And I strongly believe there's this thing in life that happens. The difference between you going 80% all in and 100%. I believe that 100% gets you 1,000% results. But if you just go 80%, if you self-sabotage and push out the 20% into your pleasure, short-term pleasure, of course, like I said, the purpose is what brings you the most pleasure, then you'll only get 80%. 80% of the effort will give you 80% results. 100% effort will give you 1,000% results. And I strongly believe that. I stopped relying on motivation and I built a system of discipline. Guys, motivation is so BS. It's not going to get you anywhere. If you want to be like this, a warrior, a shield with God, breaking through all the battles, surrendering yourself to God, guys, show up every single day. I replaced porn with purpose, right? Porn shows that you're not aligned with purpose. I replaced alcohol with alignment, right? Because the alcohol is what I used to get confidence, but now me being aligned, you being aligned, that's how your confidence is going to stem from. Stacking the small wins every single day. Building a winner, building a man that you respect is how you get confidence, not dumb alcohol. I stopped pretending I was okay and I let God break me down. I let him get me to the lowest point, and then I rebuilt myself, because that was the sign. The pain he brought into my life was on purpose. And guys, if you guys are feeling this pain, this low self-respect, low confidence, it is your sign to move forward and give it your all. 2 Corinthians 12, chapter 12, verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Guys, you have, every single one of you guys has the Holy Spirit, has the power of Christ, has the strength in your weakness, and this is exactly what you need to transform your life. Let's get into it. Sauce is about to start. Reframe and rebuild. This is the framework. Romans 12:12. Do not conform to the pattern of 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? It all starts in the mind. Your new identity starts up here. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, his pleasing, and his perfect will for your life. Every single one of you guys has a calling, but it starts with renewing your mind. You can't be the same old person who's addicted to porn and just think you can transform to purpose. It comes with building a new you. Right here you can see a little picture, confident, got the watch on, that doesn't matter, right? Nice shirt on, we feeling good, feeling confident. And this, boom, I don't know what this picture means. Literally, I don't know what it means. To me, it means my guy's just cutting off his old head and he's in his new form and he's holding up his old head just like I am got to you guys. You guys will have a story to tell. And it comes with these 3 phases. Phase 1, reframe. Destroy the lies and reset the mind. Phase 2, rewire yourself by the inputs, building the habits, having the structure in your life, and locking in with the focus, going all in 100% into the man God has called you out to be. Phase 3, rebuild, step into purpose, become a leader, and build your own legacy that God has specifically and uniquely for yourself. Phase 1, reframe. His words, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And this is the truth. You can't fix your actions if your mindset is still broken. Most men are living in a prison of false beliefs. And I'm going to go back to the last slide real quick, because I want to show you guys something. Phase 1 is be. You become a new version of you. You build a new identity. Phase 2 is do. You do the inputs every single day and start creating a new identity. And phase 3 is have, right? You have the results. You walk into purpose, right? So many people think, once I have this, then I'll start doing this, and then I'll become this. But it's completely backwards. That's how most life works. Once I get a good camera on my phone, I'll start posting, and then I'll become a person who posts on Instagram, right? That's the mindset everyone goes into life. Guys, the real way to walk in purpose is become the man through the mindset. Do the inputs every single day, and then you will have. Be, do, have. Don't get it twisted. Let's get into it. Introduce new habits. Form a new identity. Time blocking. Get rid of distractions. Be with yourself. Every single morning, I have a morning routine that I take down. It's on my Instagram stories every single day. Being with myself. Being purely with my thoughts. Cold shower every single morning. Pushing my mind to the limits, right? Every single morning. Do something hard. Build a new version of you. Look at that. Absolutely shredded. Boulder shoulders. Becoming a good representation of God. Guys, your physique is an external representation of what's going on in here. Gratitude. Reflection journaling. I have my journal right here. Every single morning, I reflect on the lessons God has taught me, right? I reflect on the teaching, the wisdom that he gives me, right? It's so important to track and document every single step of the way. If I look back, I've journaled since junior year of high school. All of my bad moments are documented, right? Which is cool. Taking imperfect action. I was in a bad spot in my life, but I still took action. That's the most important thing. Meditation, prayer. You can see right here a picture of me in the Word. Guys, these habits are what is going to turn you into a man of God. These habits are going to build you. You showing up to the Bible every single day, having a system to not have that message. Oh, I see so many people hitting me up. I was getting in the Bible every single day and now I don't. Brother, it's not an option. It's not an option. It's an input that you must do, right? Intentional time for you and God, right? Time in the Word. These are habits that you can build continuously to reinforce that you are a man of God. Stop focusing on the past. Cut that guy's head off, hold it up, and start telling the story of your future. Guys, this is where all the change happens. Start doing, build new habits, become a new version of you. Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Blessed is the man whose delight is in the law of the Lord, showing up. And on his law he meditates day and night. Every single day, every single night. Guys, it doesn't matter whether you feel like it or whether you don't. Stop being, I don't cuss, but stop being a little B word, right? Show up every single day. It doesn't matter how you feel. Don't respond to life. Take control of it. You know what must be done. Go do it. Go do it. Become conscious. You have to be mindful of every single thing that's going on. And when I did that on this walk, no distractions, just worship music, started crying. Be conscious of all the blessings, all the opportunities God has for you. Be conscious of the good, but also be conscious and ask yourself, what would my life look like if the next 6 months of my life, the next 120 days, the next 30 days would look like if I just kept going down the same path as I am now? Would I have the outcome of something I'm satisfied with, or would I continue to live in this pain that I live in? Guys, that question that I asked myself made me tear up, made me cry. Guys, realizing God is showing up for you every single day should make you feel the conviction. Whatever you plant in your subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become your reality. This includes the word of God. This includes your thoughts. This includes your habits. You cannot change what you're not aware of. Go for a walk, no headphones. If you want to wear headphones, put on some worship music, right? Intentional walk, no phone. Most men wake up instantly and check their phones mindlessly, just reacting to life. They scroll, they compare their lives to others. Oh, I don't have that, so I'm not going to do that, and I'll never be that. Be, do, have. Stop reacting to life. Go live your life. Live your life not in response, but on purpose. The people who live their lives in a response are not men. That is a slave. That is a slave. That is the modern day slave. You're reacting and just responding to what the master tells you. That's literally what it is. Your response, your brain tells you. Guys, in this book I'm reading right now, Outwitting the Devil, 98% of the population is controlled by the devil through thoughts, right? The mind is your master. Don't let it baby you around, because negative thoughts will always come every single time. You guys have to know how to kill it and break through, right? You need to become dangerously aware of your triggers, patterns, and defaults. What's getting you to scroll? What's getting you to watch porn, right? What are these things that are making you skip the gym? Be dangerously aware of them and kill them, cut them, crucify the flesh, because you cannot defeat demons that you continuously entertain. You can't kill your porn addiction if you're watching girls dance on TikTok and think that you're strong enough to overcome it. You have to kill it. You have to crucify the demons. Above all else, guard your heart. Protect. Dangerously become aware of it so you can protect your heart from falling. Above all else, guard your heart. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. The 4 pillars of a godly man, right? These are the pillars I teach to every single one of my clients, and I believe that they build every single man, right? The first is the mindset, renewed daily by the word. Every single day, show up. The mindset, the wisdom is given by this book right here. Everything. This is the manual to life. Everything we need to know is here. Kill the self-doubt. Speak the truth. Silence the fear. Guys, just because something goes on in your brain doesn't mean it's you. 98% of the world, like I said, is controlled by negative thoughts. Guys, if you hear something negative in your brain, that is not me. That is not the version that God has called me out to be. He wouldn't think those things. So you don't think those things either. Push it away. Kill it. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the first step to transforming your life. Guys, if you hear a negative thought, that is not you. It's just like music. You listen to the music. That doesn't mean it's your song. You listen to the negative thoughts. It happens to play in your head. That doesn't mean it comes from you. Second is the habits. You will never rise to your goals, but you will always fall to the systems you have. You can have huge goals, but if you don't have systems that you can continuously check off the box and move forward every single day, that's what you're going to fall to. Every single day, right here, you can pull up a random day. Every single day, every box is checked off, right? The systems that I have, the things that I do, that's what I fall to. On your worst days, that's what you're going to fall to. The standard gets higher, and you will never raise to your ambitions, but you will always fall to the standard you have. What you repeat, you become. That's why it's so important to have habits. Habits of getting into the word. Make it a habit to go into the gym. Guys, tracking your calories isn't going to give you some grand physique. Showing up on your rest days to hit the Stairmaster, go into the sauna, making it a habit to show up every single day, even when you're sick. Hit a little cold plunge. Hit the massage chair that they have at my gym, whatever. The water jets. Show up to the gym. Luke chapter 16, verse 10. He who is faithful with little lives in abundance, right? He who is faithful with little, who makes the most out of your situation. Guys, God does not bless laziness. If you are not making the most out of the situation God has given you right now, what makes you think that you deserve more? Habits every single day. Show up for yourself. Show up with what you have. If you don't have a gym, make it a standard for yourself to do a home workout, right? You don't need the best of the best to become the best version of yourself. As you increase, as you add value to your life, it'll transfer into your life. 3, training. Your body is a weapon. A man who trains is a man who is ready, right? Physically sharp, mentally sharp. Training brings you at peace. Training is an external representation. Your physique is an external representation of what's going on up here. Builds physical discipline to mere obedience. Guys, God commands us. Our body is a temple, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. I discipline my body and keep it under control. This, like your body, looking at half of the United States, most people are obese. That shows they don't have discipline. That shows they don't have the self-control, right? The physique is an external representation. You go to the beach, you take off your shirt, boom, someone can see your discipline. Someone can see that you're a warrior, right? Just from seeing it. It shows that you're putting in time for months, for days, for years, right? And 4th, nutrition. Guys, if you can't control the foods you're putting into your mouth, if you lack discipline in your nutrition, that's going to bleed into other aspects of your life. Fuel your mission, not your emotions. Oh, but I really want a Sonic milkshake right now, bro. That's not part of your mission. That goes against every single thing. Every time you give in to these easy pleasures, you're just feeding the flesh, right? But instead, you should nourish the warrior. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Treat it right. God has given you one body, and if you're truly grateful for it, become healthier. God has given you one mind. If you're truly grateful for it, become wiser, right? That is what true gratitude is. These are the 4 pillars that I teach to all my clients. Mindset, habits, training, and nutrition to align yourself with a man. Step 2, phase 2, rewire. Right here, Hebrews 12:11. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it seems painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest, a garden of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Guys, I used to think that discipline was a literal prison. I would watch people wake up early. I would see people have discipline with their foods. I used to think that was a prison. Dang, that sucks. That guy's not free. Guys, discipline is true freedom. When you can control your life to move forward, that is freedom. What's being a prisoner is being a slave, being dominated by the luxury, being dominated by the woman, being dominated by the alcohol, being dominated by the porn. I used to think these things made me feel free, loose, but that was chaining me down. I was completely dominated. Discipline is the real freedom. Build the habits, build the discipline, and make the structure that makes you unstoppable. Awareness without action is useless. Phase 1 without phase 2 doesn't mean anything. You do not need motivation. You need structure, something that you can continuously rely on every single solitary day. Lock in your routine, lock in the higher standards for yourself, lock in the boundaries you make on yourself, and build systems. Discipline becomes your new default, not because it's easy, but because it's a non-negotiable. We are called to be disciplined men by God. It's my favorite slide. Train the body, sharpen the spirit. Right here, look at the smile on my face. Look at that fulfilling man right there, the fulfilled man. Guys, God is the only thing that can bring this to you. You aligning yourself is the only thing that can give you that kind of smile. You guys saw I had a decent physique, what I thought at the time. I was happy with my physique, but I felt like crap. The posture in the right picture. Confident, respecting. I'm looking in a mirror, and you can see that I respect the man that I see. Guys, train the body, sharpen the spirit, and with the godly woman by my side, supporting me every single time, every single battle. Your body reflects your discipline, guys. The gym is not about ego. It's about obedience. We are called to be sharp in the body. We are called to treat our body as it is a temple. You train your body to teach your mind. We do hard things daily. Guys, the gym is an easy opportunity to push past any limiting beliefs. Push past, break your limits, right? Push through the limits and build a better version of you. Every single day you have the opportunity to do that. To prove to yourself that you're willing to go through the pain every single day to achieve a better version of you. The gym is a blessing, is an opportunity to go out and do that. Train your mind to do hard things. A man who is out of shape physically is usually out of shape spiritually, mentally, right? If you can't control how you look on the outside, the inside is probably even a bigger mess. Guys, if you have a super incredibly messy room, then you probably have a cluttered mind as well. If you can't control your appetite as well, your enemy schedule or your energy, the enemy will. If you don't have control over your life, then the enemy does. If you don't have control over the mornings, then guess what? You're getting sucked into the phone, right? If you don't have control over the things that you're eating, then your brain isn't going to be sharp. Therefore, your enemy is going to take over your mind. This book was written in 1930. It got silenced. It only got released in like 2011 because it's so true. Guys, the enemy controls us through our minds, through us not having control of our thoughts, through us not having control of our fear, through our emotions, right? This is how the enemy controls you. And as you diminish your mind by eating bad foods, it literally affects your brain. Watching porn affects the gray matter in your brain. You're giving more room, more leniency for the devil, for the enemy to take over your life, for you to become a drifter. And finally, a strong body is a tool, but a disciplined body is a weapon. That discipline that you learn from the gym, from showing up every single day, from doing the hard things daily, is a weapon that is transmuted into every single aspect of your life. If you're not disciplined in the gym, then you're probably not going to be disciplined with your scrolling. But if you're more disciplined in the gym, that's also going to bleed and benefit you and give you discipline in other areas of your life. It is a literal weapon. Make consistency who you are. Guys, it's not about having a streak. If you guys ask me how many days I've been on this grind, how many days I haven't missed a day of posting, of working out, of waking up at 6 a.m., I couldn't tell you, because it's not about the streak. It's about a standard. This is my lifestyle. This is who I am, right? If you count your days on how much you're doing, then you're planning on failing. Oh, but I did it for 30 days. I'm so bro, make it a lifestyle. Don't do it for 30 days. Don't try to be disciplined. You don't have to try. It's not, oh, I'm gonna give it a shot this time. You decide to be a disciplined man through the food, through you reading, showing up for your books, right? All of this, it shows your discipline. When you lack discipline in your food, when you lack discipline in your reading, when you lack discipline in your prayer, it's going to lack in every other aspect of your life. No more starting over on Monday. No more I messed up, so I might as well quit. Guys, I used to fall in this trap. Oh, you guys saw I had horrible acne. I'm going to stop eating chocolate. I'm going to stop eating processed food. Boom. I just couldn't give it up. I had a piece of chocolate. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna go the weekend. I'm gonna eat chocolate. I'm gonna eat whatever I want, and then I'm gonna start back on Monday. Guys, that doesn't work if you eat a piece of chocolate. No one is perfect. Only Jesus is perfect. Get back up, get back up, and become a better version of yourself. Use the failure as profit. Use that motivation that you're never gonna eat a piece of chocolate again to move forward. Discipline builds your identity. It's not a streak. It's who you are. When you build systems, you stop falling off because it becomes who you are. It becomes your new identity. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Do not give up. And the more days you can just push through, battle, go through the stress, go through the hardships, the bigger the fruits are going to be, right? Step 3, rebuild. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5, right? The new you is here. The old you is completely slaughtered. Step into the man God has called you out to be. Now you are no longer to change, you are becoming, right? You're no longer just a change. You are becoming the new version of you. It's not, I'm going to make a 30-day change. It's a new you. We rebuild your identity from inside out. Faith, vision, masculinity, and purpose. You become a man with clear values, non-negotiables, and godly direction. You stop reacting to life and start leading it, taking control of it. This is where your physique reflects your spirit, not your ego. How I attracted a godly woman. Boom, right there. Godly woman. He who finds a good wife, he who finds a wife, a good thing, and obtains favor from the Lord. Right here. I used to chase attention because I wasn't walking in purpose. Chasing attention from women, seeing it as an achievement, trying to stack the wins with women, right? One godly woman is the biggest win you can get. Having a big body count doesn't mean anything. God put her in my life before I made the change, but to keep something, you must be able to attract it, right? So she actually met me in the club. She just had moved from Colombia. I was super drunk, but she saw something in me. She saw the Spirit of God, and I had no clue what God was. She brought me to God, the best thing a man can ask for. But for me to keep her, I had to align with the man God had called me out to be. She's aligned with the woman God has called her out to be. I have to do the same. When I became disciplined, obedient, and mission-driven, purpose-driven with the stuff God has given me, that's what kept her in. That's what attracted me, right? I didn't need to pursue validation. I attracted her because of alignment. God didn't bless who I was pretending to be. He blessed the man that I was becoming. I wasn't the man yet, but I was becoming every single day. And just you being in alignment with the man God has for you, guys, your aura will change. Aura is now a cringy word because of TikTok. But seriously, Your aura will change. The people will be able to feel your energy, feel the spirit. I can't tell you guys how many times people have told me this. I'm not saying this to hype myself up. People can notice this. People can notice the aura. People can notice the light God has given to you, right? As you become the man. There are always better than one in any battle. Two are always better than one in any battle. Guys, it's amazing what you can do with a godly woman, how much you can push forward. And love is not a choice. It requires discipline, right? Just like a woman requires discipline, just like the gym, just like nutrition, just like the mind, right? It all requires discipline. That's why I'm saying it's the necessary. Once you're lacking discipline in your food, it could lead to your marriage, right? You can let the lustful thoughts take over. You can have a girl call you at the gym and then you go because you're just not disciplined. Love is a choice. Guys, it doesn't matter who you have on your side. There's always going to be that feeling that you want more. That is discipline to stay, right? You have what you need. God has given you exactly what you need. Keep it. And last step, rebuild. The physique was a byproduct of the discipline was the goal, right? The physique comes when you're aligning yourself, when you have the discipline, when you've built the unbreakable mindset, when you have the habits in place. Guys, the physique is just a byproduct. It's going to come naturally. I didn't just want to build a new routine. I wanted to build a new person and a spirit. I was reborn, rebirthed by Christ. I'm a new me. I don't even recognize myself 8 months ago. I went from lazy, addicted, and passive to focused, intentional, and obedient. Porn, alcohol, and excuses are completely gone, replaced by clarity and the presence of God in my life. Ezekiel 36:26. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. Guys, you will be born again. This is the only system that not only gets you in the best shape of your life and best health in your life while aligning yourself with who God called you to be, but also puts an end to all the self-sabotage and every single limiting belief and allows you to become a new you. Furthermore, physical change will now be permanent, not a up and down heartbeat type of thing. In addition, your new identity will influence your relationship and everyone around you, every single person. Guys, this is a selfish thing to do, is not to move forward, right? To build the best version of you. It's not only for you, it's for your future kids, for your mom and dad, to make them proud, for God to fulfill the purpose he has, for your future wife, and for yourself. For me, the results were fast. And now I never want to live my life a different way. Guys, your time is now. You've tried doing it your way and you're still stuck. You don't need more time. What you need is alignment. You can see right here, it is a literal war with you, who you are right now, and the man God is calling you out to be. This man you've been praying to become, he's on the other side of discipline. He's on the other side of the discomfort, putting the purpose first, putting the pleasure, and lastly, surrendering, most importantly, surrendering to the person God has made you to be. Right? Romans 13:11. Now is the time to wake up from sleep because your salvation is nearer than when you first believed. Guys, you can make the change. Nothing is different from me. You guys know my backstory than from you, right? Anyone can make the change through God. With God, nothing is impossible. Luke chapter 1, verse 37. Now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you self-sabotage, if you are inconsistent, you're insecure of the way you look and ashamed of the way of being, feel out of alignment with the man God has called you out to be. Guys, I have a system. I have a way to help you. I have a method to make you guys achieve the best version of yourself, the simplest way possible. But you guys have to be willing and committed to show up for yourself. I have everything you need. Combining the systems, combining the relationship you build with God, combining the calls with me, right? The accountability, the discipline, all the information you guys need. You guys can achieve the best version of yourself so fast. If you're ready to eliminate vices that are holding you back right now, ready to build your body into a temple of strength, ready to reinvent yourself, ready to inspire and motivate the people around you, and finally ready to become the best version of yourself so you can become a man of leadership, presence, and peace. Guys, now is the time. Awake from the sleep. God is commanding you. God is calling you to become a new version of you. If you guys are ready to elevate your life spiritually and physically by building a warrior's mindset, destroy your hidden vices, and forging the body God has designed for you, all in 120 days or less, guys, I have something for you. I have the one-on-one coaching. There's limited spots in it, but you guys can book a call in the description. If you guys want to take all the information you've learned, implement it using systems every single day to build the man God has called you out to be. Weekly calls with me every single day so we can move forward and build the best version of yourself. Guys, now is the time. Book a call in the bio. I love every single one of you guys. And even if you don't do that, you guys can still become the best version of yourself. Use everything you've learned from this. Take notes. I hope you guys took notes. Guys, there's so much sauce. There's so much value. And now is the time for you to level up your life. Boys, every single one of you guys can do it. The transformation is not impossible, and that is the only limiting belief, whether you think you can do it or whether you don't. That's the only thing that is required for you to move forward. Let's get it. Make the journey happen. Everything is possible with God. I love every single one of you boys. Book a call. Love you guys. Let's get it.